everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my grotto. Today I'm bringing you guys a book review, and today I'm going to be reviewing The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett. This book is by Chelsea Sidoti. This was part of the Rainbow TBR Challenge that I'm doing for the month of July, and I had a little bit to say about this. So let's just jump into it. This story follows Hawthorne, who is this creative, imaginative teenage girl. She believes that there's more to life, there's more to the world than there actually is. She believes in there being magic and there being other things beyond what we see every day in our lives. She just does not fit in at school because of how she thinks, because of her beliefs, and because of where she comes from, her family, and people at school make fun of her all the time. She thinks that the people around her don't see what she sees. One day, Lizzie Lovett, who is someone that Hawthorne absolutely hates, goes missing, and Hawthorne gets absolutely obsessed with this case as time goes by, and she takes a step into Lizzie Lovett's world, and she tries to find her and find what happens to her, and she kind of develops this theory of her own, which is a bit of a ridiculous theory, which she may or may not believe herself, but she just gets so wrapped up in trying to find Lizzie Lovett, she kind of starts to learn some things about herself. I'm gonna try to keep this review super quick and just kind of share a little bit of my thoughts. I will start off with talking about the writing in this book. Writing in this book was so smooth. It was really simple, but it was really well done. Some of the description is beautiful, but it's simple, and I think that's maybe why it makes it so beautiful, just because it's just like elegantly put out there. I really enjoy the writing. The way that Hawthorne hopes that the world is such an interesting thing. The way that she, believes that there's more than just us. There's more to the world than meets the eye is basically the way Hawthorne feels. Although she hasn't experienced anything for herself, she's still a strong believer that there are things out there that we don't know about. Although Hawthorne is being made fun at school for how she thinks and for how she sees the world and for how her family is. Her family is very, her mom's a hippie, so she's vegan and she's super eco-friendly, and so she gets made fun for these things at school. And although she's being made fun of, she still stays true to who she is, to how she thinks, and to how she sees the world. And I really appreciate that about Hawthorne. One thing that threw me off about this book was the theory that Hawthorne had about Lizzie Lovett's disappearance. When Hawthorne was telling us about the theory she had of what happened to Lizzie Lovett, I was so like, WTF, what is happening? This is not where I was expecting this book to go. But it kind of starts to feel like that's the point. The point is that this is the way, Hawthorne thinks. And so this is the kind of theory she comes up with. And there are points in the book where Hawthorne kind of questions herself if like this is really far stretched. Is this really something that I actually think happened to Lizzie? And so it's really interesting to kind of see that ridiculous theory come into play throughout the book, and it kind of tells you a lot about who Hawthorne is. I will say that the mystery part of Lizzie Lovett's disappearance kind of takes a back seat in this story. Like, it mostly focuses on Hawthorne and who she is and how she develops as a character, and the disappearance of Lizzie Lovett kind of becomes like a secondary thing, which kind of is not what I was expecting, since this is called The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett. So I thought it was going to be more based around Lizzie Lovett, but it's not. So that kind of threw me off a little bit, which I think is why I gave it the 4 out of 5 stars. I wish that the development of Hawthorne and the disappearance of Lizzie Lovett would have kind of gone hand in hand throughout this book, but it didn't. You definitely get to find out what happens to Lizzie Lovett, but it just the whole mystery part of it is not quite there as much as at least I would have wanted it to be there, because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be more of like a YA mystery, but it didn't turn out to be, which is okay. I enjoyed Hawthorne and her craziness so much that I was sort of okay with there being the amount of mystery that there was. I do wish realistically that there would have been more, just because that's what I was expecting from the get-go, but that's okay. I still really enjoyed this book. One thing that I will say about Hawthorne is if you decide that you guys want to read this book, is that I can definitely see how she can be whiny and annoying to some people while they're reading this. I personally didn't think she was, but I can definitely see how she could be to someone else. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. And because we get less of the mystery and more of Hawthorne, you get a lot of Hawthorne. So you want to kind of just keep that in mind as you're reading this. If you're one of those people who gets easily annoyed with main characters, if, you know, they're whiny or whatever. Yeah, so that was my really short, did not write anything down book review. Probably shows, huh? Alright guys, well, let me know if you guys have read this book. Let me know if you guys are planning to read this book. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.